Shit.
For real.
What unfolds when a trusted relationship breaks down and an established champion finds himself at odds with the fighter he helped shape? Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated boxing superstar who left a lasting mark on the sport, now finds himself caught in a major conflict outside the ropes. His opponent isn't another boxer, but Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the young talent he once guided toward the top. Their relationship has changed dramatically, turning a former mentor and student connection into a growing rivalry. And now the situation has become deeply personal. At the center of the dispute is Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime trainer and a key figure in his development, who has now joined forces with Floyd through Mayweather Promotions. Tensions between Floyd and Tank eventually boiled over during a public confrontation, escalating from heated words into a physical altercation that shocked the boxing community. But the conflict goes beyond personal pride. It involves influence, reputation, and who ultimately holds control. The situation began with a move that could be viewed as a smart career decision or a serious betrayal, depending on whose side you hear. Calvin Ford had remained alongside Gervonta Davis throughout his rise, helping guide him through the toughest stages of his career. So when Ford became associated with Mayweather Promotions, the decision reportedly carried a very different meaning for Tank. What looked like a professional opportunity for Ford was perceived by Davis as a painful breach of trust.
You know, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it. Like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left. And unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like that. Do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long time.
There's a reason this connection matters. Calvin Ford played a major role in developing Tank Davis into the devastating puncher fans know today. Their journey began in Baltimore's tough boxing gyms and eventually led to packed arenas, with the two building a remarkably strong partnership along the way. Now, Ford's decision to align himself with Floyd has introduced an unexpected shift in that relationship.
You want to see you as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran there.
Tank has openly discussed the tension between himself and Floyd, saying that Floyd's approach often felt restrictive and that his progress was not being respected. So when Calvin became connected with Floyd's team, Tank saw the move as a serious personal setback, and he made it clear that he wasn't prepared to ignore it.
You know, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it. Like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left. And unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like that. Do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long.
The tension between Floyd and Tank surfaced during a charity function in Las Vegas. Although the occasion was meant to remain calm and positive, the situation soon attracted attention and became an unexpected scene. In front of the cameras, Tank confronted Floyd over his decision to bring Calvin Ford onto his team. Davis was visibly upset, arguing that Floyd had taken away the person who had consistently supported him and suggesting that Floyd could not accept seeing him succeed independently. Floyd fired back, reminding Tank of the role he believed he played in building his career and giving him a platform. He questioned whether Calvin's involvement would really help Tank overcome him and dismissed the idea with confidence. The disagreement quickly became more heated as people around them watched the confrontation unfold. According to witnesses, both men raised their voices and repeatedly spoke over one another. Tank accused Floyd of deliberately interfering with his career because of jealousy, while Floyd responded by saying Tank had failed to appreciate everything he had done for him. That accusation of ingratitude was not entirely new. Floyd had repeatedly spoken publicly about his belief that Tank had not shown enough appreciation for the opportunities he received.
My thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level. And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. And, but over the years, it's constantly going on the internet, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd, take a shot at Floyd. Constantly be disrespectful, when all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter, go as far as he could possibly go. That's all.
What began as a heated exchange quickly escalated into a physical confrontation. The situation erupted after Tank shoved Floyd, triggering an immediate scramble between the two sides. People from both camps rushed forward in an attempt to keep them apart, but the confrontation soon became physical, with punches being thrown. Footage from the scene appears to show Tank taking a swing at a member of Floyd's team, while security personnel restrained Floyd and kept him from getting further involved.
Bitch! I'ma kill that motherfucker! When I catch you, motherfucker, I kill you, motherfucker! You crazy? Chill. I know the fuck these niggas playing with. I don't play no motherfucking haste. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker! I'll fuck you up!
Calvin Ford was also there when the confrontation unfolded and stepped in hoping to calm things down. Instead, Tank turned his frustration toward his former trainer, accusing him of betraying him. The physical altercation continued for a few disorderly minutes until security finally managed to separate everyone involved. Although no major injuries were reported, the incident left lasting consequences, further damaging their public image and deepening the tension in an already strained relationship.
Waiting to sit down and talk to him one-on-one, saying what his mental at. Whatever he want to do, I just prepare him for it mentally, you know what I'm saying?
Following the confrontation, Tank went live on Instagram to give his audience his side of the story. He argued that Floyd has always wanted to remain in charge and struggles to accept that Tank is now making his own decisions. He also acknowledged that the dispute was taking attention away from his scheduled matchup with Lamont Roach, saying his energy should be directed toward preparing for the fight rather than dealing with outside problems. Despite the pressure, Tank maintained that he was ready to handle whatever came his way. The conflict between Floyd and Tank also reflects a larger difference in how they approach boxing. Floyd represents an established generation built around careful business decisions and maintaining control over every part of an operation. Tank represents a younger group of fighters who place greater importance on having freedom, making their own choices, and staying true to themselves.
set you off that you was like, I gotta do that.
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love and hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of this.
He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
Exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come.
The immediate tension may be fading, but a much bigger issue remains. Where does all of this leave Tank's career? With Calvin Ford now working alongside Floyd, Gervonta Davis is facing a different kind of pressure. His next challenge is Lamont Roach inside the ring. While outside it, he has to deal with questions about whether he can continue thriving without the team that helped build him. And speaking of Roach, this matchup carries serious stakes. Lamont Roach is a dangerous opponent who cannot be overlooked. But the spotlight remains firmly on Gervonta Davis, whose knockout record has made him one of boxing's most feared punchers. He remains unbeaten and has built an impressive list of stoppages throughout his career. His most recent performance against Ryan Garcia showed exactly why his power gets so much attention. That devastating body shot sent Garcia crashing down, once again proving that Tank's impact goes far beyond simply winning fights. Whenever Davis enters the ring, he brings the expectation of a decisive performance.
Tank Davis. Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in. Yeah, he fights to the level of competition. He's doing that a lot. And he got to be careful of that. 2 fights ago, he was really doing that. You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good.
The weight of expectation will be firmly on Tank's shoulders, which is exactly what adds another layer of intrigue to this matchup. He enters the contest as the clear favorite, but victory alone won't be enough. He needs to prove that he remains the dominant force in the division and that no one has figured out how to stop him. With that status comes a tremendous amount of pressure. Roach may not possess the same devastating single-shot power as Tank, but his strength lies in the finer details of the sport. He relies on sharp counters, intelligent movement, and precise footwork to disrupt opponents who prefer to come forward. He has spent considerable time analyzing Davis and appears prepared to use that knowledge against him. During their face-off, Roach also made his intentions clear. He has no interest in becoming another easy addition to Tank's highlight collection.
Punching the ceiling, but nothing is feeling like anyone has any fucking ability to even stick to a subject is killing me. The inability to pin humility. The back home. On the freaking minute, got me thinking of finishing everything with a seed a minute, then reaping the benefits. I'm asleep at the Quillican as I'm thinking and thinking about it. Evil intent of another feed, I'm killing it. Cause even if I got it in a bleeding, it can even get me.
Calvin Ford no longer in the corner. Tank is heading into this matchup under a different trainer, which makes his approach especially worth watching. His new coach is Derek James, a highly experienced figure in the sport. James already has some familiarity with Tank because he previously worked with Frank Martin. one of Davis's recent opponents. That makes the situation particularly unusual. James has spent time breaking down Tank's style from the perspective of an opponent, but now that same knowledge is being used to prepare Davis himself for his upcoming bout.
Y'all gotta watch these guys,
right,
man.
He's a good fighter, yeah.
He was a Golden Glove champ from Indianapolis, right?
That's right. National Golden Glove champ, yeah.
Yeah, man, and he's got some skills, dog. Like I was like, that's a good one to add to the squad. If you're gonna add one.
How old is he?
He's like 26.
Okay.
So he's still young.
Yeah, young.
Yeah.
Still, and listen, this thing about it, he's still getting better. He's still, because this is our third fight together. So you got to understand that, like, once he gets everything I'm telling him, once the growth process, he's going to be amazing. And listen, he may be fighting for a world championship pretty soon. So
I was going to say, I wouldn't mind watching him and Gervonta Davis, right?
Yeah, the same way, yeah.
Yeah. Like
they've sparred before the same way, same way.
Oh, they have sparred before?
They sparred before, yeah.
How'd that go?
I don't know how I went.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
What you think about Gervonta Davis?
I like him. I like him as an individual, man. I like him. I know him, and I like him. I think it'll be a good fight. I think that frame matches up pretty well.
Yeah.
For most of the guys there. Gervonta, I think, will be probably the toughest.
Moving from Ford to James brings a major question. Will this new partnership ultimately help Tank, or will it prove to be a step backward? For Ford, joining Mayweather Promotions has brought both opportunity and consequences. Working alongside one of boxing's most respected strategists offers valuable experience, but the move has also damaged his connection with Tank. It is a striking change from the days when Ford stood firmly behind Davis and openly challenged Floyd, to now becoming part of Floyd's organization.
The thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we see what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said, they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. They can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
Why would Calvin Ford, a longtime presence in Tank's corner, suddenly decide to take a different path? So far, Ford has offered very little publicly about the move. However, sources close to the situation say he views the change as a valuable step forward for his professional career.
Roger never got Trainer of the Year when Floyd was Fighter of the Year. Yeah. His dad never got Trainer of the Year. So, you know, I've been openly expressing that. And I think it's time that Calvin gets his just due.
With Mayweather Promotions operating on such a large scale, the move could give Ford access to a wider group of fighters, greater exposure, and opportunities to be involved in higher profile bouts than he may have previously expected.
So his lifestyle, he may be friends with the guy that fights that fights in the main event, but he can't live the same lifestyle that the main event fighter lives.
Still, the decision may involve more than simply advancing professionally. There are also reports that Ford could have frustrations with Tank following the series of recent complications surrounding him. Those issues have included legal disputes, appearances in court, and continued media attention surrounding the ups and downs of Tank's personal life.
For battery, domestic violence.
Put your hands behind your back.
You got handcuffs?
Hey, the little one inside.
You don't gotta ask me about her.
Well, we need to make sure she's with somebody.
She's okay. She's with somebody.
Okay, listen, I get you that you're upset, but we can't just say.
By aligning himself with Mayweather Promotions, Ford may be looking for a more dependable professional environment and a clearer path ahead, something his working relationship with Tank may not have consistently provided.
He didn't have a chance to focus 100% on boxing. You know, one day you're worried about the position that your family is in. You're worried about your living conditions.
So, where does Tank stand after everything that's happened? Apparently, he isn't taking it lightly. People around him claim he feels deeply let down, viewing Ford's move as a clear decision to align himself with Floyd instead of Tank. There had already been tension over allegations that Ford was quietly passing Floyd information from Tank's training sessions. With Ford now officially joining Floyd's side, those concerns have only become more painful for Tank.
Calvin Ford, what does he mean to you when you hear that name? What does he mean when you first hear that?
A father. Father. And then
As the tension between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis keeps escalating, the situation has become one of the biggest stories in boxing. What once appeared to be a business-related disagreement has developed into a bitter dispute, with both men's careers and reputations now part of the conversation. But that raises an important question. How did Tank and Floyd go from being so close to reaching this point? There was a time when the relationship between them appeared extremely strong. So what changed? One allegation claims that Mayweather arranged for individuals to confront Tank while he was out running. According to the claim, this happened when Tank was without any means of defending himself. Another accusation suggests that Floyd monitored Tank's movements and later provided information about his location to Tank's former opponent, Frank Martin. Because Mayweather had spent years around Tank and knew his style inside and out, the alleged sharing of information carried even more weight. From Tank's perspective, those actions represented a serious breach of trust, and the situation reportedly left a lasting impact on their relationship.
he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. I seen his people's drive by while I was running. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll picture him bad situation.
But there's a surprising development involving Tank that has caught everyone's attention. Let's break down what happened. Floyd Mayweather has earned his place among boxing's all-time greats, and when it comes to his loved ones, he has always been highly protective. His daughter, Yaya Mayweather, has also attracted plenty of public attention, particularly because of her complicated relationship with NBA YoungBoy. Now, another situation appears to be adding to the ongoing controversy.
Last night was fun, though. Yeah, fun. We were having a simple conversation that happened to be on live, and I said what I said.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis, one of Floyd Mayweather's most prominent fighters, has built a reputation through his success inside the ring. However, recently, the attention surrounding Tank has extended beyond his boxing career. Claims have surfaced suggesting that he and Yaya Mayweather may have been involved in a private romantic relationship. The person who brought that allegation into the spotlight was none other than Ryan Garcia.
I already knew about all that. Once Gervonta fucked Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not something I'm exposing.
That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you can stay updated on what's coming next. We'd also love to hear your take, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.